10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dota Pit Season 4 by G2A. I'm bo2, this is Capitalist, and we are here to cover our one and only series for the night.
Yep, I thought we were having 2 series tonight because
Sorry to disappoint you, Cap. Only one.
Yeah.
But it's our
day.
It's our wonderful two-styled team, Stark.
Uh-huh. So, essentially, Toby, if this was not a group stage and this was an actual, like, playoff bracket, this would be the lower bracket where we're knocked out, because we're looking at the 2 losers of yesterday. Power Rangers lost to Stark lost to Empire, and Power Rangers lost to Hellraisers.
Correct. But luckily for Stark, they did still take a 2-0 victory early in the competition, so they're still up there at the top of the board. But it looks like our draft is getting fully underway. As goodbye to the Chen, goodbye to the imbalanced Druid, as well as Zeus and Brood.
I see. Okay. I don't know if Stark are doing themselves a favor, or if they're doing Power Rangers a favor by banning away Zeus. Because not only did Power Rangers lose to Hellraisers yesterday, Power Rangers also just lost in We Play, which Dirk was covering, to Empire at about 1. Terribly surprising. Empire looked stronger than I thought.
5 seconds
but
remaining.
General played Zeus and went straight from Arcane Boots to Dagon 5.
Sven stands ready.
Say what?
Exactly.
Radiant team ban.
Now, the theory being he was facing up against a Death Prophet, and in order to kill Death Prophet, Toby, you need max nukes. But that was... not surprisingly, it was real bad. It was real bad, apparently.
You could also just get a lens and kill Death Pro from outside of range of her ultimate, and...
Yeah, or go Veil at Discord,
yep.
You know, there's
also good.
There's a lot of different ways to get burst damage out of the Zeus, but...
Yep, that's a little odd.
Yeah, add in the fact that they were facing an Oracle and Omni Knight, and, you know, that just makes the Dragon conceivably even worse.
What's that? Is that a repelled prob?
I guess I can't do anything.
Well, this, I'll watch, I guess.
Yeah.
Zeus buys Diffuser Blade. That reason.
So, Dark, okay, they get the Sven, not terribly surprising, I should have guessed that with the Wisping. The problem is still going to be that they need to make sure that the Invoker doesn't get too far ahead. But I like Wisp Sven a lot right now. Sven is one of the better carries. Wisp is able to stack Ancients for you, so you may not even have to go for the Helmet Dominator build, though you may still. Just that's a really efficient item.
Radiant team.
The other problem which Stark could be having right now is because you're looking to Power Rangers line up. Like, yeah, I'm liking this event pickup myself, but the reason why, like, you could also see Team Empire walk all over PR is because they played the push lineup, and everyone's just been moving towards this Chen. It's the big Nature's Prophet army of trees and just force down the lane. Stark needs some D push. And they can't just rely on having this event at the front line, just cleaving up the wave, even when you do have a Wisp behind them, in order to do so. They're still got another 3 heroes, so there's a lot of options for them. But that's where I'm wondering now, like, how does Stark GG make themselves space in the lanes and in the jungle to event to farm?
I'm also kind of interested if they're going to be doing mid.
You actually run a with Sven mid up against the Invoker?
It's not necessarily that they'll beat Invoker, but they'll probably do better than single hero. Unless they put deep. Death Prophet mid, they put Obsidian Devourer, or whatever the hell his name is. Outworld Devourer, excuse me. Put him mid, they can conceivably beat the Invoker. And the reason I have so much emphasis on trying to shut down the Invoker is because I feel like he's any Wisp line. Very easy for him to blow up the Wisp. I think he has really good potential to kite the Sven, and very clearly needs to go for a BK this game. Can't afford to go it too late. How that builds straight into the Daedalus and AC.
Yeah. That was a very specific build for that person, though.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah, you can see Svens try and get greedy where they go Helmet Dominator, S and Y, and like maybe they get Crystallis, maybe they complete the Daedalus before going BKB, but it's pretty rare. It's oftentimes Helmet Dom, S and Y, Blink.
Treant Protector.
Treant Protector is weird one.
Spirit.
A good disable versus Sven, but Stark immediately recognizing that Power Rangers have no good disables against Ember Spirit at this point.
So silence, there's no direct lockdown. Like, you're right, like, you've got the tree and ulti, but where's your stance? Where's your control?
Yeah, this means that Nature's Prophet or Invoker will have to go for an build. It seems maybe more likely that we'll have to see like a Quasweg style Orchid build out of the Invoker.
If you have a Quasweg style, you won't have enough damage to off the Ember Spirit when you get him caught out. You don't have enough time and lockdown.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you've got pretty good right-click damage with the Orchid build. I don't know.
Carry tree with Radiance on safe lane.
You know what would be great right now for Stark, actually? They need an offlaner. I would love to see a Nyx Assassin here. You're up against 2 intelligence cores. I feel like no matter what the build is for an Invoker, Nyx Assassin is pretty good against him. Blitz has kind of disagreed with me on this. He doesn't feel like the mana burn is that good, but I think that Invoker is like always going to get levels, and if he gets one item, no matter what that item is, it usually pushes him over 100 intelligence, which means you're easily doing anywhere from 300 to 500.
10 seconds.
How much mana do you really burn with that? Like that level 4 mana burn?
I mean, it's a good chunk of mana, but it's also just like the burst damage that is dealt to the Invoker. It is very threatening for most heroes. But it's a great hero for catching out the Nature's Prophet as well, right? It's going to be able to sneak around Invis and go for him. You've got some pretty obvious damage that can be reflected back by Carapace. Part of the problem with the Nyx Assassin is that you still can be blown up by the Invoker combination, because Carapace only will protect from 1 instant damage, and Invoker, his damage is not, while it is super bursty, it has the great effect of being spread out in multiple instances. Meteor, for example, instances of damage being dealt. Another example would be Cold Snap, right? Constant so there's many things that that essentially you're not going to be able to block, like the main source damage, so you're going to opt anyway. Morphling. Huh? That hero? I mean, I played a pub with a Morphling earlier.
We had some Morphlings in the Southeast Asian. I wish I had some Morphlings earlier on in Dota Pit and European division, but it's in the North American division.
10 seconds remaining.
His damage is not too bad. I'm not minding the split push options that Morphling opens up. Potentially, you could also, like, because he does have a stun, but he has to be agi morphed.
Yeah.
Because he's the only real physical damage counter. He can always escape the Sven. Should always be able to escape the Sven.
5 seconds remaining.
Pretty much all Morphlings are coming out of, like, North America, China, and then the occasional Southeast Asia. So, pretty weird for me. Yeah, it goes though. It is a hero that will be able to deal pretty damn well with a Sven, necessarily bursting him down, but you just probably won't be locked down long enough. The Sand King last choice for start. It's agreeable. The Nyx Assassin pickup, I'm less of a fan when the Morphling was grabbed. Just because of the fact that you're unlikely to burst him down.
I'm just a fan of having Trixie on this SK when there's only going to be two that really only out of a Sandstorm. Unless they bring in Dust and Sentries, commit to the Sand King. You basically got Overgrowth and you got Tornado.
I'm sure they will be. You can see, this is fairly common for supports nowadays. Go out to lane as soon as possible with a minor amount of regen. Bignum is done.
Yep.
And then they hold off on seeing where the offlane hero is he bringing a ward, did he place it, and that'll determine whether you get counters or dust, or maybe you need neither, and you can actually get boots first. Obviously, this is a scenario where they...
There's his ward position too. This reminds me of the PR ward they tried to plan on bottom lane before, like it's very deep down inside the lane. That was on the aggro lane. This is very defensive. What do you really achieve with this ward? Like, this is one of the questions. Like, I've seen this ward a couple of times by a dire side team. That you see down the lane, sure, but it only sees the edge of the river. Why wouldn't you just throw it a little bit over to the side near the camp so you can see the rotation up through the river, or a little bit further east?
So there's a couple reasons that this ward is... They're very special. One is to make sure that you don't get spotted while you're warding. So that's one, and two is to make sure that you right. So if you're in warding, you're gonna get countered. But if you throw a more traditional ward, throw it anywhere in this box area. It's by the entrance of the river. Plus, that is very likely to get countered if an offlaner brings a counter lane, which Sand King definitely will. The reason Sand King does is because he wants to try and take away your counter ward that you're going to use to pressure the Sand King. So he goes ahead, he sandstorms, you counter ward, he counter wards, and then he eats your counter ward real quickly with the tango.
At the same time, like with the positioning here, where that observer ward is, if Trixie decides to go for the Sandstorm, sit inside the lane build, and not go for the Caustic Finale, he's probably going to sit around this area where he'll probably then sentry ward to make sure there's not a sentry there, and he'll grab that ward anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be. I don't really agree with the ward too much, but
it's just one of those wards because, like,
I think people are trying to be a lot more careful with where they ward nowadays, considering the large amount of experience you get from killing ward. You know, it's 100 experience, it's 50 gold. It's a pretty good chunk for an offlaner or support. That.
Well, Trixie missed it. He put the sentry ward a little bit too shallow. Are you looking down towards the bottom lane as well?
Yeah, he almost screwed up the train. It was like trying to go down that single pathway. I mean, in the end, Stark were right. They managed to put the ward where Trixie wouldn't see it.
It seems a little shallow for Trixie's ward.
I mean, I agree with you in premise of what you're talking about. It looks like he probably tried to get like both the best worlds, right? Where he covers the potential laning ward plus covers any area where the counter ward could be. Ends up missing.
There's no ping there from Bignum, so I don't know if he saw it, like, because their observer ward saw Trixie put down, or at least see it disappear from his inventory straight away. That's something Bignum should be aware of, and this will allow Trixie to just play this top lane so aggressively, the SK, because again, like, there's no stuns here. Like, as a Morphling as well as a Tree and Protector, they're not going to be able to control Trixie at all, so you can just keep doing this. When he hits a second level up, okay, now they're going to drop the sentry ward. They actually dropped 2 sentries, so they got rid of the observer ward and they were able to zone him out of the lane. But that's a lot of money committed, and Trixie going on the run. Have they got enough damage to the Leech Seed recovery coming into the tower? No, he does not.
Well, if Trixie I'm not sure about this cost.
Regeneration.
Is it a Burrow Strike?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I guess we'll find out as the lane goes forward. Obviously, if he died there, Burrow Strike should have been the pick.
He's gonna be okay. So General actually used one of his downward branches, so he made a happy tree and then devoured it.
Not today.
While Nemphy was initiating on him.
Oh yeah, really nice. He probably figured live and might as well get some one of the shared tangos. Because that change actually makes the makes it so certain mids can get really greedy with their item build. Most of the time you're given 2 shared tangos and you'll have to buy some extra regen of your own. Most mids say bottle in order to, you know, continue the laning phase past like. But with this, combined with the fact that Invoker is a hero that doesn't get bottle, general like Invokers are able to play it really greedy and just go straight for stat items as fast as possible because of the efficiency of the shared tango with an Ironwood branch. Cheshire Cat is getting, I mean, he's just full-time jungle. He's no longer trying to, like, pull the wave or anything. Does need to TP in to collect some of this experience at bottom lane. Seemed too eager to put himself in that position. He's in now, but he's a bit... Oh, nice interrupt with a pull at the bottom lane. Treant. Oh no! The one little Treant wasn't enough. Alex is able to connect the pull. Brian just has to find something else to do. I guess it's going
coming
mid.
to mid. Throws the Treant out for the tree line, which should be noticed by Stark. And in fact, now he's going to TP forward, but there's no Sprout control available. So it's going to try and find the physical damage into Io. But OKC up the hill. He's losing a lot of damage from the Cold Snap, but doesn't get hit by the Tornado. And that allows the Searing Chains from Nemphy to buy a little bit more space.
If they can quickly get that bottom rune, it'll be still a good play. Because they will have prevented the Wisp from bottle, and that'll lose time. Because then the Wisp has to go back to lane rather than staying in lane with that sustain, and also won't be stacking. So it's actually, you know, a decent move even if you don't get that. The double damage at bottom lane, so it can stick around. General's still fighting it out though in that mid lane. Nemphy's going to be able to get some backup from OKC. Oh my god! He went down to 10 HP off of that wave of terror. If only Nemphy had perhaps gotten a little bit luckier on some of his right clicks or gotten a bit more flame guard damage, it could have been a very upsetting kill at mid lane, taking down.
I apologize for the weird overlapping overlays here that we've got going on. We don't understand why it's
It's all the same to me.
we'll get it fixed for next game. Yeah, it's not too invasive.
Software being...
It is.
Nice little stack going on here in the Radiant safe lane near mid. I'm pinging it out right now. Sven's gonna go pretty soon. He actually got Warcry level 2, not sure why. Most Svens only get Warcry level 1, 2 levels of Stormhammer, and start maxing out.
Not as though like he's under any real pressure.
Yeah.
Like Trixie's gonna... Okay, he's not gonna come under any pressure. Not when he's got a Sandstorm. J4 can't do anything about it. In fact, they want to try and initiate in. Trixie needs a little bit more movement speed to get close enough to J4. It's a defensive...
Trixie played that perhaps a little bit more bravely. He didn't need to sit in the Sandstorm as long as he did. They could have caught J4 there. They could hit the Burrow Strike sooner, and then they would have followed up with the chains from Nemphy. Would have been a First Blood, by the way. We still have yet to see First Blood, so even a small pick-off on a support does mean a lot for either one. Oh, sorry. Trixie is farming that hard cannon. I should have known.
Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, that's like a nice like jumping point for the Sven to go farm. You know, to go from the hard camp up to that Helmet Dominator or whatever he gets, yeah, and then go straight to
under attack.
a few minutes.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom
Gotta prioritize
tower is
that
under
offlaner.
attack.
His initiation is still so important. Not just that, but also the levels. Now cracks level 5. He actually gets the third point up in Sandstorm, so it's like he's going to commit a little bit more towards just having that lane presence. Don't blame, the pressure's already coming in, so Cheshire Cat TP's up. Power Rangers will try and beat into that tier 1 tower.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Right, they're not defending that bottom lane better. I guess they're just making the trade-off, but we'll talk about it as time goes. Trixie's not going to be caught by anything. The power of the Train Protector to be able to save these tier 1 towers. If they had drawn any of the aggro of the creeps away from that tower when Stark were pushing, and then they throw down living armor when it's just the Sven and the support Vengeful Spirit hitting it, I think you definitely keep that alive. But if the creep wave stays on it, there's not much point throwing down a living armor just because the damage down so quick.
Tier 1 tower that drops Power Rangers, like, you can't afford to lose this position as well when you go up against a hero like a Wisp as well as Ember. These guys are going to start dominating the entire map. It's the global control that they both provide.
No.
Oh, gross. Big Mama has an Iron Talon.
Why not?
I mean,
Efficiency of the Train Protector, it already hits like a truck.
I just don't like the item so much.
Why? It's such a great farming item.
I know, it's too efficient. I just don't like seeing it.
You hate it from the other side of the fence. You hate it when it's used against you.
I mean, I don't even like it, like, example, the offlane position. Like, the offlane is turning into, like, going back into abandoned lane and jungle, you know? And I am not a big fan of it. It doesn't work to my playstyle. Nor do I like supports who buy an Iron Talon and spend their time AFK farming.
I hate to tell you, Cap, though, it's a way to ensure that your supports get farm. It's a huge thing for them. So you never these underleveled supports that you have, like Iron Talon, it doesn't happen as much. Emphy gonna miss his jump onto General.
I don't know what that was, but jumped the gun there. He didn't throw his spirit very far, his fire remnant.
He's also got no point up inside of Fist, so without that, he, like, kind of the easy jump to get General.
Mech is going to be the build for Cheshire Cat, so we should be Orchid. That was already kind of obvious because
Look at it go!
Floss Wex. No levels of it. I think the Quad X build is also more beneficial against dual lanes, if I'm thinking about it, because the EMP is. And Tornado is such a good defensive ability to throw out when they try and go on you. I think this build checks all of these boxes. Good against the dual lane. Will offer a lot of control against these heroes, which is important. Obviously, a necessity against the Spirit. They are not slowing down this Orchid by any means at all. C3 and 28 right now on General, hasn't died at all. Granted, their Sven is getting total free farm and will be well ahead of everyone else in network, but I worry about the impact of the Ember Spirit if he keeps on getting pressured by General like this. First blood and maybe a second one on OKC, but
he needs more damage for it. But at any point up in Exile, you can't even go for the Sunstrike, but the fact you do have a Qualifier Invoker that just managed to get a pick of the Ember, an unfavorable Spirit position.
That's one of the latest First Bloods I've ever seen, by the way.
Almost 11 minutes.
Yeah, almost 11-minute First Blood. That's insane.
And now they're looking towards Boogie. Recovery's rotating over with Tornado EMP. Missing the timing on that a little bit more. They find Varlix out of position. Recovery, he's still got the waveform. Actually going forward as Nempi runs over for J4. I'll make a quick replicate, allowing Recovery to go a little bit more aggressive with that safety, that escape mechanism. Gonna find Boogie. Ah, nice waveform. Actually dodges the Storm Bolt to ensure the kill.
Oh wow, that's well played. If you do it too early, then the Storm Bolt isn't even used, and then play by them more playing kind of forgetting to keep my eye on Morphling and what his build is and how he's going to play out this game. You know, he's just Red's Ring of Aquila, nothing too extraordinary.
I actually wonder what he wants to go for.
Yeah, is he going to go for the Ethereal Blade builds?
I'm wondering if that's even going to be... It's probably going to be necessary. Because you still want to like stop this Ven from attacking, you're still looking for that burst damage. VS as well as Wisp will be very exposed to that kind of thing, but it's... At the same time, like, you'd almost prefer him to go for a little bit more stats and just go into that hard carry role. But now he gets the easy pick off over on the Wisp. You do have the follow-up Storm Bolt. Unless she cancelled the TP, the Ember Spirit didn't complete it. So he's stuck on bottom lane. He'll finish up his trades and buy up a new TP, but he can't come in defense. It looks like PR aren't going to force the issue.
I think that's okay. I think they really need this Ember Spirit to be farming solo. I'm going to mention that the dual lane didn't work out very well to the Ember Spirit because the Wisp time in lane, sharing the Ember Spirit's experience, that he ends up being rather underleveled. As you were talking about earlier, you know, no levels of Sleight of Fist, cost him a kill earlier. And that's just a product of being underleveled, not necessarily.
Well, Nempy going to be sent up and towards the air. With the cold snap, you're taking all the mana out of him, and Nempy's got no way out. Power Rangers rotations are just working too well, and Star keeps getting called out of position. And now they're going to lose their tier 1 tower in the bottom lane for that. This old tier 1 tower is gone for Stark. They're still trying to find more farm, but they don't have the initiation to really do anything about it.
Oh, Bingham's gonna be caught as well. Stark are just they found something small, I guess, but they're still getting destroyed. They have to make something big happen with this Trixie Blink Dagger, because this Orchid's gonna come in another like 2 minutes. General, then he just ruins.
It's not just that too, it's the fact that Power Rangers don't have to give up anything anymore. Stark aren't pushing quick enough. So this top tower and mid tower, like Power Rangers let the bottom tower go and we're both scratching our heads like, why would you just tree and protect her? So now they can just establish map control because Stark don't have enough power to push, and Trixie gets caught in the tree line. He'll Burrow Strike away, that tornado flying in. He'll end up dodging it, then blinking away to safety. Boogie will arrive on the front lines. This is a pretty damn big creep wave.
Radiant's bottom tower is
This would be wonderful for Nemphy if he had a Battle Fury, but he's so far away from it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They easily take out the tier 2 tower.
I don't think if he should have gone boots at... Yeah, no, he's got... Wisp on your... I was thinking like Nemphy needs to do a lot of split pushing right now, but between the Orchid and the fact that they've got a Wisp on their team. What they're going to have to do here is Nemphy's going to have to like push out the top lane or push out the bottom lane really hard with a Wisp sitting very far behind him, hiding, and just hope that the Invoker goes on him and they're able to relocate him out in time and kind of rinse and repeat that. But Recovery's build is pretty interesting.
What's he got? He's going to go into a BKB then.
Yeah, Yasha BKB.
It seems a little odd, but at the same time, like, there is nothing that will go through BKB that really interrupts it. Because, like, what are you looking at? Swap? Morphling.
Yeah, BKB is the interesting part, but if...
I kind of feel like he's looking to be the sponge, man. Like, that's gotta be it. Yeah. Like, he just moves to the front lines, takes the battle, relocates coming up to top lane, as the swap... Well, pull him out. General still got the living armor, Recovery with the jump over. Okay, Seater's going to drop the Wisp, already down the silence, and J4, the paralyzing cast did so much work from him. Because the Death Ward damage that just rips through this Ven. Warcry or not, Trixie will come back in for the Burrow Strike, but now living armor, bottle up quickly. Recovery get out of that tower. He actually waveforms forward towards Trixie, who will end up popping, and then the mech from the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, that's the power of the damage done. The maxed out morph strength, by the way, or morph agility, he just so quickly, you know, goes from, oh, you stunned me while I'm an agility hero and I'm low, and then, boom, 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 you know, beefs up real quickly so they can't finish the job.
Now Power Rangers, they just get to push. Take the last remaining out of town, because what's really going to stop this?
is under attack.
Stark initiate, they end up dying. You have an SK who's alive now. Potentially you could initiate with the epicenter, but it's a level 1 epicenter. The chance of it doing enough damage to have a big impact is low. And now the BKB is actually done for recovery. I'll fly out in the courier in a moment. Big Num's also just over, like he's 1200 gold away from having his Aghanim Scepter on that tree and Protector. General makes so much space with that.
Be the new build on Warplane.
But Yasha into BKB. Oh, look at the strength morph. And the replicate out.
Checking out some games and I'm like looking at some item builds from people and seeing when they built BKB and when they didn't, because we are seeing like a deep number of people actually buying BKB. The reason, you know, you and I haven't seen it too much is, again, most of it's been in China or North America.
It does seem like one of those odd builds, because normally the Morphling, like, is just so damn strong with stats. I'm also...
Yeah, you usually just go like Manta, Lincolns, maybe an Ethereal Blade. Like, the build is kind of set on most Morphling.
No. Probably gonna lose his Aegis to... No, he's tread switching it out. And then morphing. He's switching to Intel Trace to give him enough... Like, is he almost using this like an armor?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Dire's middle tower.
And then they
is
give him living armor. But he's had his BKB for the last minute and a bit, and it's still not coming out in the courier. The courier's been ferrying everyone else their items. Shit, that looks like an armlet. With the way he's... Load of farm. I'm gonna go straight back to base now. I've only got a small amount of time left on this Aegis the Immortal. It's about a minute and a half now. But it's not even that, it's a minute and 10 seconds. So if they're gonna do something, then PR should be looking at it now. But what are you gonna achieve? Like, you can go out and get a gank, but in the space of a minute, you're not gonna be able to push high ground onto Stark. So all you can do is gank. You do at least have the vision inside the Radiant jungle, but I don't see the smoke movement from Stark.
Smart idea by Stark to smoke from their base, essentially, because they know it's very likely that Power Rangers have some good aggressive vision, and they desperately need a pickoff. They need to find General while he's looking for a pickoff, and I think they got him.
With the living armor, though. You're gonna find out in a moment. EMP Tornado causes so many problems. Trixie can't get the epicenter off properly, and now they can just go in for the extra damage. The Deadfall is doing a lot of work from J4. Boogie is trying to get rid of him, but when it's Ben can't even kill off a Witch Doctor, you know there's problems. 3 heroes down for the price of a Witch Doctor. Trixie goes in to his Sandstorm. His General got Tornado, he's got Cold Snap, he's got EMP in 6 seconds. Trixie will blink away to safety. Seemed like the perfect initiation there from Stark, and they still have a 3-1 trade.
Yeah, is it just me? Like, I don't think the fight was gonna work out anyway, but to me, it seemed like Stark are just like not on the same page a lot of the time.
Radiant's middle tower.
That top fight when they went for General around that tier 2, there was like the stun and the relocate in, but then Vengeful Spirit also swapped. The relocate, they weren't like in immediate range of the Invoker.
Yes, Cat's in trouble. Nature's Prophet. Oh, he's in way too deep. General couldn't help him there, and Stark do find one quick pick off. But you're right, like now you trigger a drum charge like you're about to chase after General, and they don't go.
They're realizing a bit late that hero is just too damn fast with the Quas Wex build. Aghanim's
okay, so he is actually this camp away from having it. Pick up the bounty rune in the bottom river. When that Aghanim comes up, I'm really concerned for Stark. Like, for a team that's not really showing up on the same page, they're going to be watched all across the map.
Another scenario where perhaps a bit miscommunication.
Oh, look at it go.
Trixie just jumps in early as the Sand King, stunning up the. I think he probably didn't intend to try and kill the playing there, because Valix was a bit too late to get the follow-up stun. But still, You know, if the Morphling makes a slight mistake, doesn't start morphing strength in time, and you're able to chain stun him down like that, kill.
Yeah.
I think it's worth waiting the 2 extra seconds that Trixie could have waited to get that chain stun and happen. Oh, maybe you put out a BK.
I'll take your tribute.
Say hello to the Aghanims. It is up. Vision will be everywhere. Cheshire Cat, however, Trixie does manage to find him. They're relocating in for this, but then Drum Charge from Cheshire Cat and the Living Arm will protect him. J4 is ready. The Paralyzing Cask and now the following up Deathwalk. Boogie locked inside the Sprout, and the Paralyzing Cask causing a little bit of problems, and now Trixie, he'll jump in. There's not enough damage to get a hold of it. Trixie now isolates himself out by doing what he did. They drop down the Sentry Ward. The Ember Spirit, wait, did he get... Yeah, he got picked off on the bottom.
He got Quaswick Invokered. Ran in with Ghost Walk, orchid him up, throw down Cold Snap, and right click them.
A painful experience.
Yeah, he's super squishy if you can get a solid silence on him and a lot of physical. It's the thing that the Quaswick Invoker reaches a lot of physical damage.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
He gets a lot of damage out of the Orchid. You see he's hitting already for over 108 per hit, but it's also his attack speed, right?
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
This game looks like it's over right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Power Rangers are taking this bottom right. Like, the SK's coming up, so at least they got their stun back, and Boogie does have a BKB for this fight. There's no big ultis left for Power Rangers. They do actually have the Overgrowth, and maybe that's going to be it. Cheshire Cat almost killed off once again. He's 5 seconds away from having that mech. The cleave damage from Boogie actually doing some kind of work. But now that mech comes back off cooldown, a lot of the damage is repaired. These Storm Bolts and Burrow Strikes are only stalling the inevitable from Power Rangers, which is this huge attack. But right up now, you can bounce it through, giving it just enough damage to reach for the Wisps. They got another Sentry Ward here. J4's got one. Trixie can't just hide inside the Sandstorm. But he'll blink and burrow onto General. Needs a little bit of help. He'll send this Ven up in towards the air. There's no BKB, and now the cleave again going to work with the Paralyzing Cast from J4. It's too much. They just can't keep running after him. Trixie at least Burrow Strike off. Now Boogie finally hits him with some good damage, killing off the General, getting almost 800 gold. Recovery's also going to go down, and it's an unstoppable streak. So much money rolling in here for Stark. They may have lost their bottom ranks, but at least they're getting something back in return. They'll take big numbers well. They may even have a crack at the mid lane. Varlix is chasing after J4. Got this stun available. In fact, now with also not enough mana for Wave of Terror. The TP comes in. Yep. And J4 is going to drop.
Huh? I don't think that gets them back in the game, that's for sure, but...
It still gives, like, you look how much money they get. Maybe it's going to be the critical items. You get 1,700 over on the SK, 1,500 on the Ember Spirit, and 1,400 on the frickin' Sven.
Yeah, I mean, that's now, like, who knows? Like, the right critical that comes out from the spend when he's got this Chrysalis and soon-to-be level 3 God Strength.
Yep.
You know, like, the right critical at the right time, maybe just, like, somebody cleaves the Morphling while he's high on agility and he just pop for some reason. You know, there's a lot of potential for a amazing upside here for Stark, but ultimately Power Rangers are very good control of this game. Did just get a lane of Brax by 25 minutes. The thing is that cripples Stark's economy for the next 20 minutes, right? Like having that bottom lane, you get half the gold from farming that lane, and it's harder to last hit those creeps as well. So it is going to have an impact on Stark, but for now, they just gave him a big boost in net worth, and I'm betting if Stark didn't get a fight like that, they would have G'd out pretty quickly.
Roshan has fallen to the dive.
So Roshan taken by Power Rangers. Try to go for a little cute play. Obviously now we've got these global, well, I don't say global, but at least attached to the Aghanim, Scepter, ultis, and Tree Protector. They thought they could go for the Wisp. Instead, now they lose that Nature's Prophet, who work very aggressively. Cheshire Cat TPing in once again.
Dire's top tower
Second time in the last 5 minutes he's gone for such a bold play. And this actually wastes time for Power Rangers. Just picked up the Ags. They're desperately hunting for just a couple players from Stark to die, so they can get the advantage in the lane.
Yeah, all they had to do was just push down
Like
mid
this.
or wait for a pickoff, which
Is under attack.
that's just greedy.
So really smart from General. He realized they're going to try and come in to save him, and backed off just at the right time when the Orchid had a guaranteed kill.
That was really greedy of General to try, or sorry, of Trixie to push in like that. Spotted by the Invoker, blinks away, and then still tries to farm a wave anyway. Invoker is super fast. And you don't know whether or not his Ghost Walk, like when he's chasing you down, you don't know if that Ghost Walk is on cooldown. Maybe he just stayed in Ghost Walk for 35 seconds and he can pop it again.
At least they had some kind of vision. Saw General rotating. The Observer and Sentries don't perfectly overlap, but there was still enough that they saw General rotating to the northern side. The fact that Big Num doesn't have to be in the fight to do what he wants to as well, which is this overgrowth. Just have it cover the entire Radiant side of the field. Centering to try and find the trees.
That is. This is a really rough life for support. This is actually the roughest life that you can have when your team is far enough behind and it's early enough in the game that you can't afford a gem. You have to actually use sentries to de-ward.
Unless you just want to take out tree after tree after tree.
And that's the thing, like, even if you do use a sentry to kill it, like, he's got it up in 25 seconds. You don't really care. It's not like you get gold or experience out of killing that. If anything, you're just wasting tankos. Well, that's why the Vengeful Spirit got that quelling.
And so Power Rangers. How to push high ground without throwing. This is the lesson that needs to be shown today. Recovery, copping almost every single stun that Stark has, and now they even get the EMP Tornado on the Boogie. Varlix tries to swap him out, and they swap him and they relocate, save Varlix.
Middle tower is under attack.
And on the wrong page, only used one of your saves. Never use both.
They tried, and now recovering, and they're still initiating onto the hero who's got the Aegis the Immortal. Like, he's happy to tank this. Now he waveform dodges one of the stuns. He replicates himself back out again, a little bit further out. There's, he'll actually throw down the ulti from Big Num, slowing down a lot of the timing of this BKB as well as Gold Strength, and another EMP, Cold Snap. Boogie wants to beat into General, but he just can't do it. He's got buyback available, but there's no God Strength and there's no BKB charge available for him. And now Trixie, he tries to go in with the Epicenter. Cheshire Cat, he doesn't have the mech available, but Trixie just gets pushed back out again, trying to hide himself beside the Sandstorm, but there's too many sentries down for the Dire side. Varlix tries to make a play, but the only play he's got is death. GG, well played. Power Rangers take game number one.
That was nasty. Jesus. Power Rangers. I'm still not sure about the Morphling. Just because I felt like a lot of that was General just like running game, plus the fact that Power Rangers perhaps just had a bit better draft. The Treant Protector got Ags by 25 minutes. There was a really fast Orchid up on the Anchor. I'm not so sure about the Morphling and where he really carry position right now. Like, when do you